Welcome to this time out with Marcus Ekure. You see, database is really very important. When you talk about organized systems, organized countries, the secret is all about database. But the truth about it is that there's no rocket science about it. So much of what we see in developed countries today, our politicians who travel abroad and they see all these things happening, they understand, they see the systems and the level of development, in other countries. I mean, talking about developed countries, you know, the secret is database system. Today in developed countries, take for instance the United Kingdom, you want to do any transaction in any shop or in any office, the first thing they ask from you is your date of birth. Because once they pop your date of birth into the system, every information about you pops out. So it's very difficult for you to commit crime when there is effective database system. Now, I give you an instance. Do you know I drove just this morning to a filling station to buy petrol? So after buying petrol, I wanted to pay. When I got into the counter, because here you serve a self-service system, you just attend to yourself. Then you go into the kiosk to go pay. So unlike the Nigerian system that you have pump attendants everywhere, they'll have to sell and collect the money. So here you buy your petrol, you attend to yourself, then you go into the kiosk and pay. So I went into the kiosk to go and pay. The lady welcomed me with smile. And the next thing, she politely told me that the last time I bought petrol, I forgot to pay. I was like, wow. I said, seriously? Say yes. Can you show me any proof or evidence? And she just turned her system and showed it to me. My picture was captured there, the very date and everything. Details was very clearly stated there. I bought petrol worth £25, but I didn't pay. Yeah, I was not trying to think, and I remember that, yes, it must be that very day I was in a haste trying to pick up someone at the airport. Yeah, so out of the fact that I was in haste, I must have forgotten to pay. So I had to pay for that very day, which is £25 plus the one I bought today. But as I was doing this, I was just reflecting, having a reflection, of the significance of database. It reminds me or re-echoes the importance of database in a country. Nigeria needs database system for things to work. Yes, sometimes I hear people talk about, you can't compare the UK with Nigeria. Nigeria of yesterday was not UK that colonized us and all that. There's time for everything. Nigeria has not got into that level of maturity. And I look at them and I laugh. Why do I laugh? Because it's not really a function of the age. There's a saying that it is not the size of the dog in a fight, but the size of the fighting dog that determines the victory at the end. Dubai, when did Dubai commence our journey to development? I mean, a couple of years back, Dubai was just a mere desert. But today, look at Dubai. Dubai is the envy of every nation. It's a place where everybody, both the highly developed nations and all over the world, Dubai has become uh, a force of attraction globally today. So it's all about decision making. It takes visionary leadership, to get a nation on the pathway of true development and prosperity. That visionary leadership is what is lacking in the context of Africa. What we have in Nigeria today, a crop of leaders that are so, self-centered and selfish. Everything is all about them and their family, their immediate family. They don't care about the prosperity of the nation. They don't understand that the prosperity of any nation is a function of the prosperity of the people in that nation. If you read that book, The Richest Man in Babylon, it was clearly, explained there that the prosperity of a nation, from that book, you have the understanding that the prosperity of a nation is a function of the prosperity of the people in that nation. So if you have a nation with only few prosperous people, that nation is not prosperous. So that's it. And that's why the measures for development today economically, you talk of things like the GDP, you talk of things like the per capita income, and all that. Because you cannot measure development outside the people. The people are the critical factor that determines whether a nation is prospering or not. So we need a system that works to make things work for us in Nigeria. In my next video, I'm going to be speaking on strategies, to establish system in Nigeria. We know it's going to have so much to do with having the right crop of leadership in place. And the question that will be popping through the minds of many now will be, how do we have those good leaders that will have the mindset of collectivism rather than individualism and selfism installed if we do not have a sound electoral system? Yes, that is a bane on it. But that is why sometimes it's very difficult, and I seem to lose hope in the fact that, or seem to lose hope in the future of Nigeria, that Nigeria, that's the ability of Nigeria to bounce back, or for Nigeria to get better. It seems to be very hopeless when you look at the future because of the configuration of the political or electoral system, that those who are really competent, and not just about being competent, but have the heart and the qualities, the attitudinal disposition to savage the country, to savage the nation. They don't have what it takes, to win elections in the context of Nigeria of today. The people have been so, their thinking have been so bastardized that everybody thinks in line of what to gain. Money. It's all about money bag. Somebody called me recently to seek my advice that he wants to contest election. So he's been abroad for like some years now. So he wants to contest election in Nigeria, in his constituency. So, and I told him, I said, it's a very difficult thing if you ask for my advice. If you want to take to such kind of escapade, I call it escapade because of the character and attitude of our people, the money bag politics syndrome, that when you are coming for election, to contest election, people start asking, does he have money? They are not concerned about the quality of your ideas, superiority of ideas. They are thinking about money. Does he have the kind of money? Does he have a big jeep? Does he have a big house? So this is what they ask, not ideas and strategies that can make things better for them. So it makes it very troubling, honestly. But in any case, like I've always said in my videos, I'm speaking to these issues, how things can be done better in Nigeria, rather than just focusing on the problem like many are doing alone, because hoping that someday God might just touch the heart of some leaders and things will start getting better. Thank you very much for listening to me. I remain your friend, Dr. Marcus Ekore, saying bye for now.